Okay, so lesson 9, we're adding and subtracting mixed numbers. Okay, so I have 4 3/8 plus 1 1/8. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this visual. All right, so I have my model here, and I have 4 there, 4 holes, and then I have 3/8 of a circle. Then over here I have the 1 hole, and I have the 1/8 of a circle. Now I put it all together, and I have the 5 holes, and then I put this little guy in there, and I have 4/8. So I have 5 and 4/8. Now I remember that I make sure I put this in its lowest form. So the holes are going to remain the same. The holes don't change. But I'm going to find the greatest common factor between the two, and I'm going to divide the numerator and the denominator. And so what does that look like? So 4 divided by 4 is 1, 8 divided by 4 is 2, and look here, is that a half of a circle? It's a half of a circle. All right, so now I have 4 5/8 and 1 7/8. And again, I'm going to make this visible, but I want to point out this number here, this numerator is bigger than this numerator, and something's going to happen here, so I want you to pay attention, close attention. All right, so I got 4 5/8 there, right? And I have 1 7/8 here. So when I put this all together, okay, what happens here is I'm going to take this little guy here, and I'm going to put it in there, and he's going to make this hole. All right, so what's left, right, is this half. So what I've done here is I've just basically regrouped. I took this little 5, and I put it over here, I made an 8, and then I have 4/8 left over, right? And do I have 4/8 left over? I do. So I have 5 plus the 1 there is 6 and 4/8. And then again, I'm going to put this in the lowest form. So it's 6, I'm dividing by the greatest common factor, and I have 1/2. Okay, so now we're going to subtract. And again, I make it visual because it's so much easier to see what's happening. Okay, so this one was relatively easy to subtract, right? I do my whole numbers, right? So 4 minus 3. Okay, so I'm going to group the 3 in there that I'm taking away. And then I'm taking away one of these pieces. All right. One of those pieces, right, is coming away. So what's left? Well, we have 1 whole and then 2/5. This guy's taken away. I ate that one. All right. So now, again, what happens when this is the numerator on this side, on the one being taken away, is bigger than this numerator? All right, so let's visualize this again. I have my 5 holes here, right? Okay. Oops. I have my 5 holes here. I'm just going to erase this line again. Okay. And then I'm going to take away the 2 there. But the problem is I need to change this guy up. I need to be able to regroup here. So let's shade this guy in so we make sure we know that this is a shaded guy. All of these are. Okay. Now, it's a hole, but I can rearrange this just like I can with my numbers when I'm adding and subtracting and dividing. I can break numbers apart. Numbers are very flexible. This is very flexible. I can do this, right? So what do? I am going to take this 5, and now I've made it into its fractional pieces. So I can name this one now together. So this is 8, 9, 10, 11. So now this can be 4 the 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 11/8, 5 plus the 3, right? And now I can go 4, 11/8 minus 2 and 7/8, and 4 minus 2 is 2, 11 minus 7 is 4, and now I have to make this into its lowest form, and that is 1/2. Okay, if I show what I took away here, I took away this one and this one, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I took away this whole entire half right here, and these. And let's double check. I have the half left, and I have the 2 wholes left. Okay, so last question. Now, this one here, what if the denominators are different? So this is not something that we have not seen before. We know how to use this. So basically, what we do is I take this 2, okay, and I'm just going to separate it off by itself, and I rewrite the problem. All right, now I have my denominators, or my fractions, off by themselves and the whole off by itself. Doesn't change the problem. The problem's still going to have the same answer, and I'm going to find the lowest common denominator, okay? So I know that the lowest multiple between these two numbers is 15. So what did I do to get that? I multiplied this one by 3 and this one by 5. All right, so whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top so that they remain equivalent fractions. So that's 6, and the top is 10. And so now I have 16 15ths. I still have to add the 2 in, and we'll go there. Now, this is not the lowest common or the lowest factor that I can put the factor into. So what I'm going to do is I divide 15 into the top. I get a 1, so the 1 plus the 2, right? And that's 1/15. So the answer there is going to be 3 and 1/15. So you will be expected to reduce your fractions to the lowest form that it can be in. All right, that's it. So please make sure you go to the worksheet and you get everything done. And if you have any complications, please come and see me.